Hello YouTube, Ciary P here and welcome back to Bang Average Gaming's Pokemon Omega Ruby randomized Nuzlocke. It has been a hot minute since we have been here. Actually, I was just checking back on my laptop, just checking back the footage and stuff. The last episode I recorded was over a month ago, and I don't know if you can tell, but we've actually changed locations. I have now moved into my new apartment. Now it's been that long that I can't even remember if I even talked about moving into a new apartment. But yeah, I've now moved into my new apartment here in Mulheim in Germany, and we're going to get back into the action of our Omega Ruby randomized Nuzlocke. I have done virtually zero team assessment. In the last episode we actually finished off, I checked, we actually finished off and captured ourselves a Sceptile. The only thing I've done since that point is come back from the route into the Pokemon Center and swapped out Sceptile for another team member. So other than that, I can't even really remember where we last left off, apart from getting that encounter and kind of continuing on, or I suppose moving up from Slateport City to here. I have absolutely no idea what else I need to do or haven't done or whatever, so we will just dive straight in, and I'm just going to keep yammering away as I always do. If you are new here, which you most likely will be because we virtually have no viewers, no subscribers, but if you are new here, please leave a like, comment down below and subscribe to the channel, Bang Average Gaming. We've only really been doing Pokemon Nuzlockes and Pokemon games, but in the near future, once I start to save up some money and look into some different equipment and etc., then we will look into trying to maybe try and get some PlayStation games on the go, some laptop games, some Switch games. Well, we could do laptop games, I keep saying that, but maybe some newer games, not Pokemon. But anyways, without further ado, we will head straight into the team recap. First up, we have our newly acquired and caught Sceptile, the Sycamore, with the Cursed Body ability. The moves Leer, Absorb, Quick Attack, and Mega Drain, which I'm going to I'm going to change the order of them right now. So the moves Mega Drain, Quick Attack, Absorb, and Leer. Next up we have a Shell Shocker, the Mega Blastoise with the Inner Focus ability, and the moves Meteor Mash, Bubble, Bite, and Rapid Spin. Then we have Professor X, the Mega Mewtwo Y with the Guts ability, and the moves Confusion, Disable, Future Sight, and Swift. And apologies, oh that's so slow. I believe it's because it's a Mega form. The emulation will be pretty slow. We're back to kind of normal speed here with a Yanma. We have Dragonfly, the Yanma with the Cloud 9 ability, and the moves Tackle, Sonic Boom, Quick Attack, and Double Team. And last but not least, second last but not least, we have Beacon, the Chinchou. She has the Weak Armor ability and the moves Bubble Beam, Electro Ball, Thunder Wave, and Confusory. And last but not least, we have Grumps, the Granbull with the Minus ability and the moves Headbutt, Bite, Lick, and Charm. I do remember trying to nickname Grumps and completely fumbling it for a while and forgetting to do that for a while. Actually, before we even kick off any further with this, I would like to introduce back our sponsor. Now, as you can tell, it's a little bit different. We're actually going for the zero sugar one. We're on a little bit of trying to cut down a little bit on the intake of calories. So we have opted for, I didn't even do, well, you can do the second part. It was okay. It was okay, the second part. We've opted to try and cut down a little bit on the calories, so we're going for some zero sugar ones instead. Because, as one of my favourite YouTubers used to say quite a lot, Original 151, we do not drink our calories. What's going on here? Now we could potentially have a look into some Pokemon being left here at the daycare. Yeah, let's leave somebody. Who do we want as like a backup, just in case some? Oh, we don't want to leave any of these guys. Oh, right. Well, we need to do a quick change here. Let me do a quick swap here. Who would we like in the box? To maybe. Alomomola is probably quite a good. For me, it's between Alomomola and Beedrill. I'm gonna go for Alomomola. Now what we need to do here is we're just going to swap out Grumps for just a second. I'm going to leave a Pokemon. I'm going to leave it a level, the Alomomola, with you. Oh, they can take 2. And I will drop off. Well then, in that case, what I'll do is I will take Beedrill. We will head straight back out of the PC and we will go drop off. I can leave another Pokemon. I will leave Buzzette. So right now we have Buzzette and we have Lovell just grinding away there in the daycare. Which, I mean, to be honest, we probably could. We could kind of cheat a little bit, I guess, off screen, and if I really wanted to kind of bring a Pokemon up to speed, I would. I know a lot of kind of Nuzlockers and YouTubers and stuff go for, and if you didn't notice, actually, I just forgot to say, Sycamore, the Sceptile, is holding on to the Lucky Egg because we were going to try and grind him up to catch up to the rest of the team. And we're going to grind against some of these trainers whilst I chat about all the shenanigans that kind of happen in between now and moving into here and starting this back up again. So, before I continue with those shenanigans, it's probably best that we just leave. If we leave the Pokemon in the daycare, at least I'm not like cheating with like rare candies and stuff. I could just grind them out. If the Pokemon died, I could just grind out in like the kind of wild battles, and I could do that. And I will do that, I'd imagine, in some cases. But for this one, it means that I can grind through the Nuzlocke and have that happen. Like, organically, if that makes sense. The fact that a Mega Blastoise only has Bubble is really quite sad, but it works, it works. It does the job. Shell Shocker gains a level. I'm actually going to learn that instead of Rapid Spin. Protect. Now, as I was saying, we had a little bit of a hiatus because the last episode I recorded was actually before I went on holiday. Now, I went on holiday to Ibiza and Barcelona, which was an incredible week. An incredible week away with my friends. And I desperately needed it at that time, especially with this new job. It was very, very... It was kind of stressful, but it was also like, it was just new territory, and it was just nice to get away and just relax a little bit, especially like, we were about a month and a half into the new job, and it was nice to have a little bit of a break to kind of then... Obviously, I didn't really get a proper... A month and a half isn't really a long time to kind of get... Pardon me. To kind of get into it, but obviously... With this job, with coaching, it is a very kind of hands-on job. So it was kind of nice to get a little bit of a kind of break away from that. I'm going to switch there. Let's go for the Meteor Mash on Bravery. So yeah, we went on holiday, and after Ibiza and Barcelona, we went back to Scotland for about 5-6 days. Off the back of that, was just chilling at home, relaxing, meeting up with friends for coffees and chilling. Oh, a little bit of lag there in the game. We were just, we were just having a good time. I'm gonna go for Meteor Mash. We're gonna get rid of this Braviary because I feel like that's probably the kind of main priority here. Just chilling at home, catching up with some friends that I wasn't on holiday with, and I hadn't seen in a while. And then I came back, so it's been super busy. I came back here and immediately landed in Dusseldorf, Weeze, which is about an hour away from Milheim. And I immediately got off the plane, I got in a taxi, I came straight here to Milheim, and the next day was straight into the World University Games, or the FISU Games, also known as, here in Milheim, the individual event for the badminton. I was straight into coaching on the Tuesday, which was just nuts, diving straight into that. head on. And yeah, that was a great week. We had some really good performances from the players. The team event the week before was really good for the German team, and I missed that because I was on holiday. But the individual event as part of that was amazing, and to be part of the team, and one of the coaches on the team was unbelievable as well. So I had that from the Tuesday all the way through to the Sunday. Now the badminton for us, the badminton did go until the Saturday, I believe, and the closing ceremony was on the Sunday, and there were some sports that competed on the Sunday as well. But the badminton played until the Saturday. Now we only had players up until the Friday competing. We had 2 mixed doubles pairs and a singles player in the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, that was the end station for our guys, but they put in some incredible performances. And the other guys throughout the week, everyone had some really good performances. And for us, that was kind of just the end station. But then on Saturday and on Sunday, we went round and kind of saw some other sports like beach volleyball and water polo and gymnastics and judo and all that kind of stuff. And then we had the closing ceremony. It was just crazy. It was a really good week, really exciting week. And then I was back into a couple of days of work after that, and then flew back home to Scotland again. Now I've just been back and forth all the time. I've been all over the place. I came back to Scotland for like 4 days total, Thursday to a Sunday. Pardon me again. And I was home for a weekend away with my family, celebrating my mum's 60th birthday, which was actually during my holiday in July, but we had arranged like a weekend away together as a family. I do want to learn Pursuit. I'm probably not going to use Leer with Sceptile that much because it's not really much of a setup Pokemon, so we'll stick with just attacking moves. Gonna back up. We'll stay in, we'll get the XP. So we came back, that was a lovely chill weekend away. With the family, had some really good fun, playing some games, doing a quiz, going for food, going for some walks, just relaxing. It was just nice. And then I came back straight after that, and on this is where it doesn't slow down. It doesn't even remotely slow down. On the Monday, I flew back on the Sunday night. I got back really late on the Sunday night, and on Monday I had to get up and immediately pack all of my things. And I did some of it on the Sunday, pack all of my things and prepare them to leave the room that I was in what was formerly called, or what is still called, but where I formerly stayed, which is called the Internat. And I had to pack up all my stuff and move it from the room and get the keys to this apartment on the Monday at 11 o'clock. So I was up running about crazy trying to get all my stuff into the car, and I had to do a couple of trips, and I got all the stuff in the car, and then came up here, got the keys, dumped all the stuff back down, was up and back and forth, and then I know the story continues. And then straight after that, I had to leave. Once I had completed all of that, I had to leave here in Mulheim and travel and drive to Saarbrücken, which is further south, and that is where our national team is based. Now we are actually technically part of the national team. We're like a kind of almost like a B team. We are, apart from the women's singles, which is based in Mulheim, but essentially our players are in a development phase. They're in the kind of the development squad, which is hopefully the transition period where they develop their skills and their physical capabilities, etc. And they progress on to the senior team in Saarbrücken, which is where we had a training camp for some of our doubles guys. Oh, that was silly. There's me yapping away, not even paying attention, and I've just been absolutely annihilated by an Aegislash. Can't believe it. I'm so annoyed about that. I'm really annoyed about that because that was on the team and now it is dead. I'm going to switch out to Beacon here. Here's us coming back to, we were hoping for a lovely easing back in kind of episode, and now I'm really frustrated having lost a Pokemon we just caught, and it was starting to gain levels. And there's me yapping away. Anyways, let me continue this story. So we drove to Saarbrücken, where, pardon me, where our doubles players had a training camp that week. Got the hiccups and got the burps and all this kind of nonsense. It's just potentially risky if it doesn't take it out. Okay. And I was there from the Monday to the Friday in Saarbrücken with the team, and I then on yard. I'll just stay. On the Friday then I drove back here and spent the whole of Saturday in the apartment trying to unpack loads of stuff. Pick up on the Saturday I picked up furniture for the apartment. I went to IKEA and picked up some more furniture for the apartment. I was sleeping on a block mattress for about a week. It was just, and finally we were kind of starting to settle in now. My parents were over. Doesn't even end here. After my week in Saarbrücken. Oh, we've got a light. Okay, Beacon's evolving. I need to change this. I need to have a look. Here we go. Nice, adding to the story, adding to the drama. So we have a Beacon, the Chinchou, evolving into Lantern, also known as Shucky. It's original 151. Oh, stop. See, I'm gonna opt out of not using the stockpile because it's gonna learn when I learn Swallow and Spit Up. We're gonna avoid those ones actually. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna run back. Is that a fishing rod? Yeah, okay. I was trying to figure out what was like connected to my my Y button here, or my square button on my PlayStation controller. But where was my story? Yes, came back from Saarbrücken. I had a week in the apartment myself, where I was, oh, this is so sad, depositing into the death box. Anyways, I had a week in Mulheim in the apartment myself, where I was just having to kind of having to build up like furniture that I bought, or had to kind of sort myself out. Oh, that is a sad death box. Where I was like building up, so I had a table and chairs to put together. I had to get like a microwave, I had to get a toaster. I obviously picked up a bed frame and a mattress and a wardrobe. You can't even see these, I'm pointing to them because they're right next to me, but I had to put them together and unpack all my clothes and stuff. So last week, or sorry, the week before last week, was kind of like an unboxing week, shall we say, or an unpacking week, shall we say. Just getting stuff ready in the new apartment. And then last weekend, so when I say last weekend, today is actually a Monday, not just there, but the weekend before, my parents came over from Scotland and they spent the week with me and they were helping me out a lot, massively. Shout out to Mum and Dad, helping me out with, do you know what we're going to do actually? We're going to go get ourselves another encounter. That's why I left 5 Pokemon on our team. But my mum and dad, who are now currently in Paris, but had spent a week with me sorting out, actually getting loads of things from my apartment, like this desk that I'm using, like this chair that I'm sitting on. They were helping me out with my kitchen when it was being installed, a couch, my TV, all this kind of stuff. Massive shout out to my mum and dad. Love you guys for all the help that you give me. That looks like a trainer. I'm not a fan of that. She looks like a trainer. I was about to go speak to her, but she's a trainer. We do not want to speak to her. We would like to get ourselves an encounter. But yeah, now I'm kind of settled in a little bit more now. Route 118. There we go. I'm settled in a lot more now. I now have my kitchen installed, a sofa and stuff, so I can actually kind of relax in some parts of the house. I can kind of make food finally, rather than just using microwave meals or having to use stuff in a toaster or whatever. It's nice to finally kind of be settled in a little bit. Like just now, we're settled in, we're making ourselves some content. But anyways, I left the space on the team because we're going to get ourselves an encounter, hopefully a very powerful encounter here. On Route 118. What do we get? And it's lagging a little bit. Cricket. Let me write that down in my notes. I don't really know where to go for here because it's level 10. Switch out to beacon, we can at least paralyze it. We get the paralysis off. We could probably capture this. I'm thinking we could probably capture this in a couple of balls. We're going to need to because we've not got too many of those. One. Oh. Cricket tune. Let's go for a Confusery. Let's see if we can get a little bit of chip damage with Confusion. Crickettoon's not got too bad attack, so hopefully it can hit herself in Confusion. Nice. Okay, a little bit of chip damage, And we go back in with another Pokeball. One, two, three. There we go. Okay. Now we've got Crickettoon. We will not get the Pokedex entry because it cannot be identified in Bone. Crickettoon, let's go for. Now I normally call them Jeeves. This one's a girl because it just because of the tash. So just gives me kind of like butler vibes. Do you know what? Let's go with Jeeves. She's a Jeeves. But for us, I don't think Jeeves is going to be added to the squad unless Jeeves has an unbelievable ability. Serene Grace, okay. A minus attack as well, okay. Not really great, minus attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully sneak around this trainer. Okay. We will go drop Jeeves off. She will be dropped off and we will try and see if we can get ourselves another encounter. Because ideally we finish this off on a I was gonna say a positive note there, but it's positive that we've got ourselves another encounter in Jeeves. But I would like a slightly different encounter. Because there's the box types, we have 4 psychic types and now 2 bug types. And if you include Bazette, we have 3 bug types and 4 psychic types. We need a little bit of diversity here in the encounters that we're getting here. So we're going to go north. We're going to go north of Marvel City. Oh. No, no, no. Okay, so we've got a bit of story here maybe to get through. Me and my rolls can beat anyone. Sure you can, Wally. I'm not going to say you have to prove it to me. I've got no stake in this. I'll battle you, but... I'm now also thinking I might have left the lucky egg on Whoa! Is that A? Is that not AZ's Floette? I think it might be actually. I think that's AZ's Floette. That's from X and Y, I believe. Which I've been thinking about a lot, and I think X and Y might be the next game that we do on the channel, but in a slightly different form, a slightly different format, or not format, but like just in a. It's going to come in a different form. It's going to come in a different form. Good for you. You learned a lot about your battle. Good, good, good. And I've just realised, I think normally that one's only meant to be, it's only meant to be one Pokemon, but because it's a rival battle, like I said at the start of this, we added additional Pokemon to rival, gym leader and boss fights. Oh, Rock Smash as a thank you. Very kind of you. Now, whilst I remember, before we run away and use yeah, sure, we'll stop by there and turf. Before we go get this encounter, what we'll do is go back, because I'm pretty sure I didn't take off the lucky egg. I'm pretty sure. We're just going to put it on Yanma just now. Just for the sake of it being on someone on the team, and Yanma technically being our kind of weakest member of the team right now, deserves to hold on to that. And now we need to go get ourselves another encounter. I'm hoping that the story stuff doesn't really... So we've got Route 111 north of Mauville. I don't even know if there's any grass up here, but... Now we could do a little bit of grinding here. I'm very, very cautious that that is quite a tough battle, so I'm gonna... Okay, so we can't use Rock Smash, we're gonna have to just go for... Okay, nothing seems to be biting. We're gonna have to just go for the fishing encounter here on Route 111. Here we go. Our last encounter of the episode, a Crocorock. Now it did show up there on the Dex nav, but I wasn't sure if it was like a surfing encounter or a fishing encounter. Now I've just realised as well, one, this will be slightly laggy, but I think the best that we can do is a Confuse Ray here from Beacon. That's the best we're going to get in terms of trying to do something. Okay, we've got a little bit of chip damage. It's confused. It's level 5. We probably didn't even really need to do that, to be honest, but you know. 1, 2, Game Boy look. There we have it, folks. I'd already thought up of a nickname. We have. Captain Crook. Captain Crook, the crocodile. Now, let's have a look and see what Captain Crook is saying. Zen mode changes the Pokemon's shape when the HP is half or less. Now, I don't even know if that does anything, because that's technically the... That's technically the ability for Zen mode Darumaka. But nonetheless, we're going to add Captain Crook to the team. And he is going to make his way up to the front of the party. With the lucky egg as well. Now, we were going to stick to the half an hour mark, but I would actually like to see if we can get a little bit of experience on Captain Crook here. We're not going to take on the Wind Street family because that just seems like torture and kind of suicide right now. Trying to take on that team. Or, well, they're not really a team, they're like a family of 4, but there's just no way I feel like that would just be like walking into the fire there. So we're going to go west here onto Route 117 again. We've taken on the 2 trainers there, we've taken on the trainer that killed off one of our Pokemon at least. Once a bug catcher, now a bug maniac. My love for Pokemon remains unchanged. Same here! Here we go. We've got to be very, very careful here because level 5 Krokorok or Captain Crook here is going to do absolutely nothing. Actually, I'm just thinking, does Electric even have... Pardon me. Nope. Now, one of the things that I'm struggling with at the apartment right now is the fact that I currently have no Wi-Fi. Which, if you're having to deal with things like this, I'm having to deal with just using my 4G, and in my apartment, let's just say the 4G, or not the 4G, sorry. The connection is really not good. It's my 4G, the amount of... The lack of 4G is terrible. Now, I would like to try and keep in Crocodile, because if this only knows... It's 15, so it'll know... Okay, it could know Bind and Headbutt. So, we need to swap out. We need to swap out, unfortunately. I was hoping that it would maybe just know electric moves or something, but it could know Bind and it could know Headbutt. And it goes for Bind. So, we probably would have survived the Bind, but you just never know. And we actually would have had to have, or we wouldn't have been able to swap out. But we take out the electric in one confusion with our Mega Mewtwo, Professor X. Now this Pokemon has been carrying this team massively. Captain Crook gaining himself plenty of levels here, plenty of experience. Can we make it to double digits? We can indeed! Level 10. We're going to keep the old moves. We are just firing up the levels here. Shuckle. Now I would love to stand against a Shuckle as well, actually. Because again, I don't think there's much in the way of resistance here. Now, you'll have to bear with me because again, I'm having to rely on very unreliable connections. We're going to stay in. It's a Shuckle. Best it's going to do is Bide, I think. Or Wrap. Okay. Now that's potentially... Oh. That's not good because now I've just realised it also knows Struggle Bug. Oh, this is not good. Okay. We're gonna have to try and play it. Shuckle currently knows Struggle Bug. Oh, okay. No. We have to play it very, very safe here. Captain Crook could very well die here. He's going for a rollout. We resist that, that's okay. I'm just waiting till we're free of the wrap. Which we're not. I'm going to go for another sand attack. We want to minimise the amount of chances it has to... Because it's gone for rollout, that's good. Tell me we're free. We're not free of the wrap. Another sand attack. On court, that's absolutely fine. That's fine. We want to use sand attack. We want to maximise how much accuracy we're lowering here. We're still being hurt by the wrap. We're not free yet. And we're free. Okay, we're free. It missed. We get to swap out into... Let's go Shell Shocker. I was going to do Dragonfly because technically on the level stuff, Dragonfly would be next, but unfortunately it's a Yamba. We go for Meteor Mash. That should be a one-hit KO. Perfect. That was a lot more trouble than I thought it was going to be. Taking down a Shuckle. Again, we're learning, we're not learning, we're gaining some very, very good levels here. And Captain Crook is climbing up the ranks here. And a Spewpa. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. We're going to swap in, swap back out. I've got to keep burping and it's because of the bubbles. I'm going to swap back out into Dragonfly. And that is my monster finish. Hopefully energise me throughout the rest of the day and for the afternoon session later on today. Whoa! Huge lag spike there. Let's see what Tackle does. We don't even have any bug moves or flying type moves. Okay, Tackle's pretty good. It's gone for Harden, so I'm going to go for the Sonic Boom, I think. That's guaranteed 20. Prolonging the inevitable here. And whilst I finish this off, it's now just kind of came, oh for God's sake, it's now just come into my head as well that I didn't even get a chance to finish off the story, and that after my parents arrived and spent the week with me, at the weekend just there on Sunday morning, I got up, I drove my parents into Dusseldorf and dropped them off at the train station where they were getting, Uproar's pretty good, where they were getting themselves onto the train from Dusseldorf going to Paris. They have a connection in Cologne, but they got to Paris safe and sound last night, and they are now in Paris for the World Championships this week, where my younger brother Adam is actually competing. I'm incredibly proud to see him going out there and crushing it. He is playing actually later this evening, so after my afternoon/evening session, I will be coming straight home. I'll be making dinner as soon as I possibly can and sitting down to watch his game, which is going to be, hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it goes well. They've got a good opportunity, and I believe that they can do some good things. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in action. But that just about does it here on our episode here of our Omega Ruby Nuzlocke here. Whilst we're finishing up, we'll do a quick recap. So we started off in the Pokemon Center. We are going to be finishing it off in the Pokemon Center after a very eventful episode and a bit of an eventful catch-up as well. In the last episode, we finished it off by capturing ourselves a new Sceptile. In this episode, we did ourselves an immense disservice by unfortunately losing that Sceptile whilst not paying attention, whilst telling the story that I was telling. So yeah, still pretty good about that. But we have caught ourselves some new Pokemon. We have left some Pokemon in the daycare. We have got ourselves some experience. We've made a little bit of progress in the story. I need to remember where the story actually goes. After that, I believe he's probably just taking on the gym and heading up north, but I'll need to double check and see. It is good to be back. Now, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the Wi-Fi is installed later this week. It's meant to be Friday. I'm I'm hoping that by then I can get things up more regularly. I can look into the new project that I had mentioned about Pokemon X or Pokemon Y and get that started, hopefully once that's up and running. But it has been a pleasure to be back grinding out this Nuzlocke once again. I've been Ciary P. This has been Bang Average Gaming's Pokemon Omega Ruby randomised Nuzlocke. I can't wait to see you in the next one when we continue this story. See you.